Good morning, second grade. Today we're going to be doing an activity to go along with our weekly theme of comparing and contrasting. So I'm going to be reading two stories to you today. One is called The Ugly Truckling and the other is called The Ugly Duckling. As I read, I would like for you to listen for similarities and differences between the two stories and common themes or lessons that the stories are trying to teach you. When we're done with the two stories, we'll be doing some pages in our activity packet to go along with them. So let's go ahead and get started on the stories. Our first story is The Ugly Truckling by David Gordon. Way out west, a mother truck admired her new trucklings. She smiled at their big, round wheels and their strong, flat beds. But one of the trucklings was not like her brothers and sisters. This truckling's wheels were small and narrow. She didn't have a strong, flat bed. To make matters worse, two strange beams stuck out from the sides of her body. The next morning, the little trucklings followed their mother, carrying rocks and bricks and wood in their little truck beds. But the ugly truckling could barely haul a small bale of hay or pull a log. The other little trucklings laughed at her. "Why do you have 3 wheels instead of 4?" asked one of her brothers. "You'll never be a good truck," said another brother. The ugly truckling was very sad. She was afraid he was right. So late one night, when the sky was black and starless, the ugly truckling sped away. The next morning she met a tractor. "Good morning," said the ugly truckling. "Who are you?" "I'm a tractor," said the tractor. "Am I a tractor too?" "You're no tractor. Tractors don't have propellers on their noses." "Oh," sighed the ugly truckling, and she sped away. The ugly truckling looked at her reflection in the pond. Suddenly she heard a loud roar overhead and looked up. She wasn't an ugly truckling after all. She was a beautiful airplane, and so she flew away with the other airplanes into a sky full of stars. Okay, we're going to go ahead now to our next story, The Ugly Duckling by Hans Christian Andersen. So remember, as I read, we're comparing and contrasting the two stories. So that means we're looking for things that are similar and things that are different. The Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, there was a baby duckling who looked nothing like his brothers and sisters. His feet looked like big paddles. His feathers were gray, like old dishwater. The other ducklings at the pond laughed at him. They said his quack sounded like a broken horn. So one day the ugly duckling left the pond to find a new home. Soon the weather grew cold. Each time the duckling saw a bird, he asked, "Am I one of you?" But the birds told him he didn't look anything like them. The winter was long, but finally spring came. One day the ugly duckling saw a group of beautiful birds. Their feathers were snow white, and their necks were long and graceful. "I know I can't be one of them," the duckling sighed. But one of the birds swooped down where the duckling sat. "You are a swan like me," the bird said. "Come with us." The duckling walked over to a puddle of water. That is when he saw his ugly gray feathers were gone. He was snow white, like the other birds. His neck was long and graceful, and so the duckling, really a swan, stretched out his great wings. He flew into the sky with his new friends. Okay, so now you are going to get out your packets, and there are some questions to go along with these stories where you're going to be telling about your comparing and your contrasting and the differences that you found between the stories. This page is also available on our website that you can print if you don't have it on hand right now. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys next time.